Hey, JC here for retirecheapjc. Are you a zoo human? You're probably asking, what's a zoo human? Let's talk about it. I've been interviewed. Alright, I got my coffee. Now I can communicate. So as you probably already know, my Retire Cheap channel on YouTube is about getting you from where you are now to where you want to be, which is probably a life in Thailand. And I try and give you enough information to make a decision, to plan, and settle in once you get over here. So how does being a zoo human have to do with that? Well, one of my longtime viewers on YouTube, Greg, had sent me an article a while back from Psychology Today, and they were talking about zoo humans. And I thought, well, this is real interesting. And what they did is they figured out that you look at an animal in a zoo, let's take gorillas for an example, and a lot of them have to take Prozac. Why would they have to take Prozac? Well, because they're in the zoo. They also have digestive disorders, a lot of problems with their digestive systems. And the reason was they found out is because they've enclosed them in an unnatural environment, a small area, and then they fed them a processed diet. Now, it might be an enriched processed diet where they've tried to emulate some of the nutrients they would get out in the wild, but it's still not a natural diet. So I started looking and saying, well, the people that want to come live in Thailand, why do they want to live in Thailand? Yeah, sure, there's a difference in the cost. And I started out this whole channel and this whole project about the costs, being able to have a great retirement for less money. But then I realized as the world's changed so much that people are now becoming zoo humans. Think about this for a second. We've encapsulated ourselves in an unnatural environment. And imagine if you go to the zoo And what do they say? You know, there might be an aquarium. They say, don't tap on the glass. Why don't they want you to tap on the glass? Why don't they want you shouting at the animals? Why don't they want you touching them and all this stuff? Because it's irritants to these animals. So what have we done? We've put ourselves into these environments that are encapsulated. And it might be we go home and we don't really communicate with the outside world except through the internet or through some kind of social media. We're in a cage. What do we do when we go to work? Go to a cage. And come home and even get into work. We're in a little cage. So you think about, okay, so we're not in a natural surrounding where we have freedom, we can look out and see space or anything like that. But that's society, right? Yeah. We've gone to the cities, moved to the cities where we could make money, and that's what happens even in Thailand. Now, question is, are you getting irritated, or do you live in an irritating environment? I have people that send me emails all the time with negative stuff from the news. And I wonder why they don't send me any positive things where something's changed for the positive. Because there are positive changes that are happening in the world. But nobody's celebrating those. Nobody's passing those on. They're passing on this negative stuff. So to me, it's like somebody poking them every day when they're watching the news or getting the news feeds off the internet. And it's irritating them. So they're in a cage and they're being irritated. And then when you look at the diets that most people have, and they're not natural, they're processed foods. And I'm thinking, guess what? Zoo humans. They're taking the Prozac too, because why? They're unhappy. They're not feeling good. And they're having a lot of problems with their health because of their diet. Zoo humans. And I was looking at this and going, what a lot of similarities. There's a lot of coincidences there that you have to say, well, have we become zoo humans? Now, how does that have to do with retirement? Again, I started this as a way for retirees that are on a moderate or low monthly incomes, fixed incomes, to be able to get more life for less money. But then I started thinking about this zoo human thing and going, wow, you know, you could come over to Thailand and get involved in a relationship and be in a family. Because you don't want to come over and just get an apartment, a small room, and stay in it and do the same thing you did back home, but cheaper. That's not the goal. The goal is to get more life for less money. And that includes being in the society in Thailand. Sure, you could go out and even go have coffee with your foreigner friends and have a circle, a group of people that you communicate with because you want to speak English or something. That's all great. Just get out of the room. Don't go talk about all the negative things every day, though, all the bad stuff you read in the news, because then you're just irritating yourself again in a different zoo. I say you can come over and get involved in a family, even move out to someplace like Isan, where I'm at now. And the family you get involved with might already have a building or established home, and you could either add on to it or build another one, and then you can make another man cave. And because you can have internet, you can have all those things, and you can isolate yourself, put air conditioning in there and all, and that's all well and great because you'll still have more life for less money. But I suggest getting out of the cage. Remember, you have the key to your cage. Nobody's locked you in like the animals in a zoo. Zoo humans lock themselves in their own cage. And so you have the ability to take the key out, unlock it, and start experiencing the world. Maybe think about the way life was when you were a kid and try and emulate that again. Be in an environment where you can talk to your neighbors, where you can go compliment the opposite sex. You can do something nice for somebody without them thinking, well, what do they want? You know, just be nice to people, let people be nice to you. This is possible. Now, unfortunately, you know, the world that we came from, or I came from, isn't like that now. And I always say, even if you're living over here or if you're still in your home country, become an activist. Don't think about right or left or all these divisions in life. Just look at right and wrong and character traits and integrity. The things we used to find value in and think, how can we instill those back in society and people? Don't participate in all the other crap that's going on. It isn't about black or white. It's about good people and bad people, people who have integrity and do good things for other people. It isn't about good companies or companies that are profitable or lost. Support companies that have integrity, that you look at it and say, well, they care about their customer, not just the bottom line and their stockholders. And so these are the important things that we need to go back and start focusing on, and do that even if you're living in Thailand. Participate in that. Promote it. Because if we can make changes back in our own countries, you know, America, England, Australia, to where we could go back and live a good life on a retirement income, which is possible if there's some changes that are made, that we start thinking about the people, especially older people. Because a lot of times, as you know, in Western cultures, we abandon older people. And we remove them from the family and put them in what? That's right, zoo human cage. And so that's not so good. So let's try not to do that, and don't do it for yourself. Don't become a zoo human, okay? So JC, I just wanted to pass this on to you. Out here in Isan, I was thinking about, wow, what kind of freedom and relaxation and nature and all the values that we used to love in people are still here. Not to mention that more life for less money. So, JC signing off. Hope this has been helpful. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and more coming at you. Don't forget to check out our member site too. See ya. Hey, JC here. If you like that video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here. Also, we have another video up here you're going to be really interested in watching as well. And if you're looking for all the details of how to retire in Thailand in one place, plus a group of people to support you, check this out over here. Give it a click.